Love it, love it. All right, so Justin and I have been doing some brainstorming as such, and we thought, number one, we'd love to help the community, and number two, we are backing hypno. So Justin came up with this amazing idea of us actually going through some studies and helping you debunk them, and then giving you the studies inside the comments so that way you can use them on your websites or as reference points. So that's what we're going to do. But we're not going to get into that stuff right here, right now. I'm giving Justine a reactionary thought. And this is something that I had to Google. Chances are Justine already knows this because she's got a big brain, but I didn't know this. So, Justine, are you ready for the reactionary?
Hmm.
Did you know that when you get a kidney transplant, they don't take the old kidney out? They just slip the new kidney in.
So what happens with the old kidney?
They just leave it there.
And what does it do?
Well, technically, it's still functioning on some level.
So you end up with three kidneys, which means you can drink more.
No, the other
No,
one
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
work properly. Yeah, so you've got technically got three kidneys inside there. They just kind of slip that new one in.
Oh, but then they must attach the kidney to all the other parts. Do
Oh
they
yeah, they don't just slip it in and
unattach?
go, that'll work.
But do they unattach the other kidney and just leave it floating there? Or is it like they've got literally
It's
tubes
based
going to
on
different kidneys?
it's based on individuals, but yeah, they just leave it in there.
That's random.
Yeah, I know, right? Mm.
And that just goes down a whole like rabbit hole of
I
memories and
know.
stuff. That
Oh,
is going to make me think. That's going to make me think. But I mean, kidneys aren't big, are they? Like,
oh no, they're not hugely large, like what, that big? They're only little itty bitty things, but they do a lot of work.
yeah. So they're basically going to have maybe two and a half kidneys or two and a
Well,
quarter kidneys.
two functioning and one just kind of floating there doing its something or other.
I suppose it cuts down on the amount of tidying things up, right? Because if they
It's
cut it
about the
out, then
invasiveness of the surgery. So, and it also reduces the amount of rejection from the body because it still
yeah.
believes it's got its two original kidneys.
Wow.
So, yeah, there you go.
Wow. I wonder, like, if you needed a brain transplant, whether you could have both as well.
Trust me, the first one wasn't working. Okay. It was a dud. We've seen them all over the world. I saw this
My
TikTok the
brain
other
is just going to different places now about having more body parts
I
in
saw
different
this TikTok the
areas.
other day and it said your new word for your vocabulary is called twatification. It's when you had to deal with too many twats for one day. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh my God, so many.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Funny.
All right, so
Well, yeah, that definitely was interesting information
yeah,
that,
I had to Google it because I thought it was one of those AI piss takes,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
wasn't. It was actually a thing. So
That's that's really interesting.
yeah, yeah. So can you see my study here in the screen?
Yeah, can it now I don't think it's going up on oh no, here we go.
Yeah, hopefully it is.
It's yeah, there it is. It's on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Now, I will be chucking a link to this inside of the description when we're finished as well. So, when we look at these studies, I don't know about you, but we look at these studies and my brain goes to shit.
So many numbers. Yeah.
So many numbers and so many big words of comparison and blah, blah, blah. But that's what Justine and I are doing. We're going to break down these studies for you and then give them to you so you can use them as part of your websites, your social media. It's proof in the pudding of what's going on. So, this
Yeah.
particular study here is all about the usage of a relaxation app for muscle relaxation compared to gut-directed hypnosis online. So, it's an app and the results that occurred. Now, this is what's also known as, let me get the terminology correct. This is also known as a gold class study. So it's a top level study. And the reason why it's a top level study is because there were approximately 400 people with IBS that took part in it. It was run across 26 medical centers in the USA. It was also what we call a randomized double blind controlled design. So out of those 400 people, it was completely random each time. People were chose multiple times, and they also weren't told what was occurring. Okay. So this is all about hypnosis being delivered digitally and whether or not it is still good.
Yeah.
Here's the results, okay? So we've got some keywords here so that we can debunk the big numbers and the fluff, okay? So pain. For example, let me scroll on in. So when it comes to pain, most people were saying that on a scale of 11, they were above 3. And then when they went into the results, they found that and this was done over a period of 13 to 16 weeks, they found that they had an abdominal pain reduction that was by at least 30% when it comes down to the abdominal pain. Now, this is only like what,
Post
three,
treatment. That's so
yeah,
cool.
yeah, like a 3-month study. So it's IBS-D and IBS-C. And it was all online. It was all self-paced. They applied themselves to the study. So that was really good. So as you can see, the pain intensity actually decreased.
Post treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, for 4 weeks afterwards as well. So that's huge. Like, I know what it's like to be in such excruciating pain, to just get that tiny little drop of relief and go,
It says even yeah, it says even the stool consistency and frequency changed.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And we'll go more into that right now, actually, because when we type in the keyword of stool, the stool consistency changed the baseline. Now, what are we talking about when we talk about the baseline? If we go into the actual graph down here, we were talking about baselines, and the baseline was IBS for those who had diarrhea, IBS that had with those that had constipation. So it's IBS-D and IBS-C. Okay, and this is the treatment period. And if we scroll on down, the stool consistency over the 13 to 16 week period actually got better by almost 5%.
Yeah.
Now that's huge. That is massive when you need a poo. Then when it come to the diarrhea, the stool consistency got better, so it thickened up. And then when it came to the constipation, you can see that the stool consistency lowered, so it was easier for people to pass. So when it come to the MR, so that's the muscle relaxation app, it still worked really well. However, it worked better when it had gut-directed hypnosis inside of it that was specifically directed towards the issue for the individual person. Now, what is the adequate relief? This is over a 2-week period. This 2-week period went up by about 4% over 2 weeks. And that's just using an app where the
Yeah.
audios were uploaded specifically for an issue, and then you listen to that issue as you went to sleep, listen
Yeah.
to the app as you went to sleep. So there wasn't any big FODMAP diet requirements, there wasn't any stress analysis, there wasn't any triggers or anything like that done. It was literally just, hey guys, can you listen to this app and tell us how you feel in X time?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very simple study. And like I said, the biggest thing that that it really resonated with was the abdominal pain that was associated with the stools.
Yeah.
And that is massive. That's 30%
That's
relief.
huge. And
That is,
when we're looking at that there where it says 41.3,
mm,
is the 41.3 and 44.9, is that the percentage of improvement?
yes,
And
that's
then
a
they're showing
percentage
that different.
rating.
So even the percentage rating for both is incredibly high.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
looking at 41% or 44% using gut-directed hypnotherapy,
Mhm.
just the percentage alone doing the relaxation makes a huge improvement, like 64%.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's insane.
And the thing is, these are a couple of things I want to touch point on as well. So you can say from this study, hypnosis only works because people relax. Well, no, that's just it. This wasn't a study being compared to nothing. This was a study being compared from hypnosis to muscle
The
relaxation.
relaxation,
It
yeah,
showed that both of them were extremely effective. However, you got a better result with hypnosis.
with the gut-directed, yeah.
you know and then you could also say like, oh well, if you just calm down, it works the same as hypnosis. Not correct, okay? Because the muscle relaxation helped the calm down sensation. However, the hypnosis retrains the gut-brain connection, so it is directly targeting the brain communication with the gut, the changing pain receptors, and it's improving the digestive functional patterns of your body.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. And then you might also go on to say, well, hypnosis is just a placebo. It holds up against active treatments. So this is literally showing that with muscle relaxation, you got a great result. But this was holding up against something that had a great result already
yeah,
and being better.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So if you could choose to get silver instead of gold, why would you take silver?
yeah, yeah.
You know? And then on top of that, you could also say online or self-guided hypnosis just wouldn't work. Even digital stuff works.
Yeah.
It's proven to work. It
And it can
reduces.
only just get better when you're doing an individualized program with someone. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. So not only is it reducing pain and improving like bowel symptoms, but it has no serious side effects. There's no experimentation with chemicals or with drugs. And anybody who turns around and says, look, these kinds of therapies where we talk and we visualize, we imagine, we pretend, don't work online needs to delve deeper into the studies. Get over your own bias, your own old stuff, because times have changed.
and to me, it's more effective online. I find the effectiveness of that's why I work online because the
Mm,
effectiveness is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
because people
And
have
I
been
mean, look
like,
at me and you now. I can see your face. I can see your face perfectly.
yeah.
Whereas if I hopped in a session and sat in front of you and stared in your eyes, I'll be like, hey, you'll be like, whoa,
But
this
there's
is
also other ramifications as well going on here because, like, when it comes to cortisol and our stress levels, some of us are more highly triggered than others. So you might get triggered over spilt milk, and I'll be like, it's just spilt
yeah,
milk.
yeah,
Where I get triggered over a breeze blowing on my face, and you're just like, it's a breeze, don't worry about it. All of our triggers are different, and the way we react to them are completely different. And that's just a small example. Me, myself, I hate going to the doctor. I can't stand
mm,
it. And if I could have you talk to me online instead, because seriously, what is the difference? You know, then I would do that. And I understand, I'm intelligent enough to define the difference between what needs an examination, I've got to go to the doctor, to what can be done online.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that is the difference here. And that's where we can ease ourselves into these better places and reach out to those people who may help us. I come from a small country town. We only had one doctor. I didn't like him very much, neither did my family. So, how are you supposed to get the best possible research or the best possible resources
Thank
if,
you. Yeah,
if the meeting point is, oh my gosh, you're going to judge me? Because let's face it, we've all got our judgments, we've all got our biases, and there are some
mm,
doctors that just don't want to work with some people, but they'll do it because they're being paid.
yeah. And they're the only one.
Yeah, and they're the only one. They
Yeah.
hold the ground on it.
It definitely opens up like in our profession. It's like if you're wanting support with something, it
Mm.
might not be someone in your town that specializes in that. And why not go and
Exactly.
seek out someone that's really targeted in understanding your
Mm,
issue and going to them and doing it online? Because at the end of the day, when you close your eyes, where are you anyway? You're in your imagination,
yeah.
you
And
know,
what's,
and
what's the safest place that you feel majority of the time is in your own home.
no, so I can have hypnosis in bed. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you can. But anyway.
I've had clients do that. They're literally laying in their beds and we're doing hypnosis. And as long as you don't have your vajayjay sticking out, I am all good with it. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
sit wherever you're comfortable, you lay down wherever you're comfortable, and let's do the session.
Yeah, yeah. So that's really awesome research. And there is so much research on gut-directed hypnotherapy. I mean, that's why they're offering it now. Like last year, they had jobs going in Australia,
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
qualified
And, and
hypnotherapist to
and to
work in the
toot my
hospital.
own horn, you actually had to do my training in order to get that job and be registered with CHA.
Yeah,
So or registered with a peak body, and CHA is a peak body. So I was thinking, oh, that's a little bit of a flex there, oh, without sounding like a dick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
freaking stoked about that. Absolutely stoked. And this is just IBS. So this is not GERD or Crohn's or, if you have any kind of stoma or anything like that. This is just directed at IBS-C, IBS-D. Now, it wasn't directed at IBS-A or M. So IBS-A is alternating, where it goes from one to the other, or M is where it mixes up.
yeah,
Okay, so and when it says mixing up, it means that you can have like your hard stool, then your diuretic one, all in one go or within a very short period of each other. What they
yeah,
call
yeah.
second encore, as such. You come out and then suddenly you're like, oh, I gotta go back.
Second again. I actually don't think I know many people that don't suffer from what they would call IBS or tummy concerns or severe allergies to food, especially probably the age thing as well. As you go into perimenopause or menopause, your
Mhm.
histamine is worse. You can't like tolerate many foods and alcohol. But yeah, I don't know many people that don't say to me, "Oh yeah, I have that," or "I've got this," or "My kid has it," or it's almost a issue for nearly everybody in society, probably because of food and so many reasons, and stress, of course, is a huge thing. But it's neat that something like there's so many try when you look at hypnotherapy and people say it's not researched, it's unbelievably researched. There's more
Oh,
to
wow.
I was going to say there's more to making something mainstream than research. It's got to do with changing an
Mm.
entire even education system, putting something in there. It's huge, and it's not something that they're going to
And
just
this
put there.
and this
But
study
the
that I'm
research is amazing.
Yeah, this study that I'm showing you wasn't just the 12 weeks either. So when you jump on that link and you give it a read, so you've got to download the PDF. When you give it a read, you will find that they did follow-up studies as well. And these follow-up studies showed long term that it was also rewiring the way your brain and your body connects.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't quote me, so have a look in your country of what the statistics are. But in Australia, it's something like 1 in 3 people have diverticulosis. Uh,
I've heard that.
di- Diverticulitis, my bad, diverticulitis, and it's just undiagnosed,
Yeah, I'm looking at.
especially as you go into peri and
Yeah,
premenopause, especially in women and as you get older.
the 40. So in New Zealand, with wild diverticulosis is common. It's affecting roughly 42% of people
Mm,
in New Zealand, which is huge.
yep. And gut-directed
Very, very
hypnosis.
common in people over 60. Yeah.
Yep. So 1/3 of Australians over the age of 45 and 2/3 of Australian over the age of 85 have diverticular.
And they wouldn't even know, like half the
They
time they're
don't
just
even know.
putting it down to sore tummies and
Yep.
things like
Yeah.
that, eh?
But the thing is with the diverticulosis is that most of the time they can't pick it up with our current testing systems unless you're having a flare up.
Yeah.
And most of us, when we're having a flare up, we're just like, oh, well, I ate too much bread or I ate some rice. And then after a couple of days, you have a poop and you get that relief. But the infection is still there in the diverticuli. So you can still feel a bit off or sick. And you're just telling yourself that you're weak or that you're just tired or stressed and you'll get over it. Yeah, you'll get over it, but it
Until the next time.
until the next time when it's a little bit worse and a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit. And that's where gut directed hypnosis comes in because it rewires all of that stuff so that you can connect of, hang on, is there an issue here or can my body deal with this? Because
Yeah.
there is a fine line between the two and you must recognize them before it becomes diverticulitis, which is
Yeah.
way different than diverticulosis. Like they're all it can get worse. It really can. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
With
Mm.
people doing their research, if research papers scare you, download it or take photos of it, chuck it into ChatGPT and ask it to explain to you as if you're a 7-year old.
Yeah.
And it will break it down. ask it questions, ask it to go deeper. If
Mm.
there's bits you don't understand, you literally can take a photo of that bit and put it in there and get it to just run you through it. And that way it just helps kind of summarizing or giving you a bit more
Overall.
information if it's just too many numbers
Yeah.
and too many things going on. So you do have a tool that can, or any AI tool that can actually help you understand it enough
Hmm.
so that you can either tell people the understanding or, you
Yeah.
know, just get some good facts in your head. So if you're not the kind of reading type of person or understanding, you struggle with that, just get AI to help you
Hmm.
get your head around things. It's really good for that.
And these kind of PDFs and research studies are absolutely amazing to print off. Ask ChatGPT to give you the good points in plain English and where it states that inside of the
Yeah,
PDF.
so you can
And
find it.
print off that PDF and highlight it, take it to your local doctor and say, I'm your go-to for gut-directed hypnosis, and you will have clients. I
Yeah, yeah,
guarantee it. Because doctors can't do anything for, diverticulitis. They can't do anything for symptoms of IBS and things
yeah,
like that because it's a syndrome. So they kind of know what's causing it, but they don't really have any treatments. And the treatments for it, especially with men, cause prostate cancer.
yeah,
So what do you choose, IBS or cancer? And in women is suicidal ideations.
mm,
So, and then weight gain as well. So what are you going to choose, IBS or this excessive weight gain and suicidal ideations? Like, a medication isn't going to cover it. And then on top of it, you get told, well, you've got to eat like this now and you've got to do this, and you're already in pain and in pressure. But with hypnosis, there are no risks whatsoever. You can start to rewire that system and then introduce new ways.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Don't start
yeah,
with the new ways if we don't have the instruction manual on the new ways.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
So,
it's really cool. And so for people watching today, I think is it each week or every second week? Every second week, eh? Every
yeah.
second week we're going to introduce new research
Hmm.
just to run through and have a look at. And like Trish said, we'll be putting it below.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so you can jump in and have a look at it yourself. And
Yeah.
when
And
you
get
do
chats to
have,
help you debunk it.
yeah, yeah, and you know, on your website and stuff, when you are, of course, we don't make claims or anything like that, but putting research papers and stuff on your website is really important so people can look for themselves
Yeah. And
and they can
Google
make
loves
good
that
decisions.
stuff as well because it
Yeah,
shows that you've done the research. It shows that you are a professional in the industry and you're not just going with some fluff that some trainer taught you. Because even you and I have come across those instances where a trainer has made a claim and it can't be backed up. What
and
are
it's
we
not
going to
safe,
do?
especially not in
So
New Zealand. We've got our advertising standards are changing in March or April this year, and they're very much tightening up. Um, so it is really important. And in any other, if you were working in any other health field, you're required to keep up on your education and understanding and research that's out there. It's just part of
and you
the
can actually write a synopsis of studies and hand them into your associations for points as well.
mm,
So if you can't get to a meetup or a training or something like that, you can actually use these studies as a way of getting your points
getting your
for your
CPDs.
ongoing
Yeah,
professional development. So it's a
yeah,
win-win for everyone. You post the research onto your website so that you've got the genuine research. So if somebody gets their knickers in a knot over advertising or something like that, boom, it's right there. You ask ChatGPT to define the PDF so that you can highlight it. Then you can take it and give it to the doctors to give yourself referrals. And then you can also use it as part of your association registrations to hand in for points. Win, win, win. Done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome.
And like they
Yeah,
say, the more you pay attention, the more that you know.
yeah,
And that's how you come across as a professional in the industry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's pretty cool. But that one's really great. I will post a link down of that one down in the description and use it. Okay. Also, the other key note to note here is that we don't want to use anything that's more than 7 years old. Sure, we can have an archive of research, But majority of the time, those sorts of things have changed, whether it's because of technology, medication is changing now that we've got this,
Yeah.
what is it, the Ozempics and Wegovy's and the
Even
weight.
that, the understanding of the mind and what hypnosis is
Yeah,
has completely changed in the
yeah,
last
yeah.
5, 7 years.
Yeah,
So
and now we've got more doctors that are open to it. So our industry is changing so fast now. And now that AI is being introduced, because you were telling me just the other day about an AI model for the psychology world, you
yeah.
know, and how that's going to come in and, not take over. We're not going to get taken over as such, but there will be points of call that you have.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's around creating agents or
Mm,
bots or AI therapists
mm.
that can actually come in and take calls for people that are acute crisis, like
Yeah, that are
suicidal,
struggling and
and
stuff.
that they'll have immediate care and be heard and then put into the right places and assessed. And I think it's brilliant. It's not going to replace
And
talk,
AI
face
is
to face, but it's going to be an incredible service. Yeah.
Well, even in China, I think it was last week or the week before, they started to release traffic controlling bots. So they're actual bots that control the traffic when there is an accident of some sort.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look it up. But the reality is that China trusts its government in order to help it for the greater good. That's the difference. And that's why they've adapted to it so easily. Where we're here, I can just imagine the poor robot out in the road and somebody just kicking the shit out of it, then making a
Yeah.
barbecue out of it, thinking it's a great thing, you know.
Probably, yeah. It
But,
will definitely get.
but yeah, we don't want to use
In
any
New Zealand,
studies.
they'll have a picture of the robot on a surfboard surfing, and then they'll have the robot, they'll steal it and they'll put it at the bar having a drink and a barbecue, and then the robot will be on the luge going down. Like it will go on holiday, I tell you what. It will take a trip around New Zealand,
Oh
and
yeah,
then everyone will be
definitely.
trying to find it, find the robot.
I'm the robot. So yeah, so you don't want any studies that are more than 7 years old, because we have like medications. Like I said, you've got your Ozempic and Wegovy and stuff like that, smashing the market at the moment. And the AI, it changes super fast these days. So keep your studies within 5 years and make sure you break down that research so that way you really know and understand the article in a fluent way. So
Yeah,
yeah. Awesome.
awesome. Well, thank you. That's really cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Mm.
So,
Right,
have you got three kidneys or you've just got two?
none.
Fucking hell, you're a miracle, Justine.
Well, I
You're a
don't know how many
you're a
how many are left
robot.
now. I'm a robot. Yeah.
You're a robot. You're one of these AI
I'd
synthetics.
have to say I'm not a very productive robot. I'm a robot that gets distracted easily.
Actually, are you like my vacuum cleaner? So I've got one of those little
Does
vacuum.
it turn off a lot
No,
or go in the wrong direction?
what it does is it does just the middle and not the edges.
Yeah, I'd say I'd more be the robot that would kind of start vacuuming and then hear a noise and turn that way and get
That's
just to
like
be outside mowing the lawn when it's supposed to be doing the lounge. That's the Justine
it's
robot.
like, no,
Uh,
fuck this, I am out of here.
yeah, the robot will be down at the gas station buying a drink. No, I'm kidding.
It's like, I'm gonna get Justine a drink.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So thank you everybody for
Awesome.
joining in. I will post that down in the description for you to add to your resources. So, and we'll catch you in a fortnight.
See ya.